at by the Patriots Pro Shop. Won't cost you any money. We're not doing any sort of, well, maybe there's an inspection
there's even free parking.
Free parking. These two are going to be there. Rex is going to be there, too. I know the Patriots fans will be fired up about that.
I'm just going to tell them Patriots fans.
I just want to know how many Patriot and football fans that love our show is going to come out and hang with us for those 3 hours.
They should have had you do the promo.
No, I just want to know. Come and hang with us.
And signing autographs.
Right there. I don't know what is. You know what? We wanted to know how things were at Gillette to get us ready for our trip. So we sent Sal Palantonio to this game just to keep our seats warm. Although, Sal, I am curious. We know about your texting relationships with the Eagles. Do you text Bill Belichick?
I don't text Bill Belichick, Sam, but I did email him yesterday.
No, he doesn't text me.
I did send him an email, and I said to Bill, you know, Bill, with Tom Brady coming to town, what did you tell your team about focusing on the New Orleans Saints in this football game? And it took him a while to get back to me, but late last night I got a typical Bill Belichick classic answer. We are preparing for the Saints. But the rest of this town is focused on Tom Brady coming back on Sunday Night Football. So I am right behind the bench. In section 131, row 12, of course, because that's Tom Brady's number. Today against the Saints, this seat is about $300. I called my ticket broker, Mr. White in Philly, and I said, what is this seat for next Sunday night against Brady and the Bucs? Goes up 6 times to $1,800 per seat. Now you go down section 131 behind the visitor's bench, and you go to row number 3, right here. This seat, primo seat, John, follow me down here. Here we go. This seat is $2,500 per seat, so that's $5,000 for 2 tickets. Now, you want to go in the front row, Sam? You want to go right behind Tom Brady and the Bucs?
I need a picture.
Next Sunday night, this seat right here, my broker says, $6,900 per seat. That's 14 large for 2 tickets. Now, I've covered a lot of games with Rex Ryan right there, with Teddy Bruschi, a lot of AFC Championship games, Randy Moss. I've never seen these kinds of prices here in Gillette Stadium. Sam, these are Super Bowl prices.
Is it a bad time to remind Patriots fans they could have still had him there for a lot cheaper? Just watching him. Could have kept him there. You don't have to spend $7,000.
Somebody getting that straight cash, homie.
Well, yes, or putting it on a credit card. I don't know. My goodness. Well, hey, if you can't afford to go to the game, just come hang out with us outside the stadium. That's free. How about that? That's a nice little backup plan. Let's talk about the game, though. After throwing 5 touchdowns in the season opener, Jameis Winston had 2 interceptions in last week's loss to the Panthers. He has the most interceptions in the league since 2018, despite not starting all of last season. Yeah. Today, he's facing a Patriots defense that has the most interceptions this season, and New England has 13 more interceptions than any other team since the start of the 2018 season. Randy, I kind of feel bad. We had the feature on Jameis last week talking about how he's changed. He's a new man. I don't know if we jinxed him. How can Sean Payton get week 1 Jameis back today?
Well, I really think they fell in love from his performance in week 1. And one thing that you know, with looking at the New Orleans Saints offense, they love being able to stretch the field. But today, 2 interceptions last week going against the Carolina Panthers. You just talked about the statistics for the secondary of the New England Patriots. No sloppy play, balls over the middle. Tips and overthrows.
Got to get those.
That's the one thing that New England Patriots secondary is going to make you pay. So today I'm looking for guys like Kamara, Callaway, Humphreys, and there's one special player, Deontay Harris. And the reason why I'm calling out the Saints offensive playmakers, because the one thing that I've seen, if there's any type of chink in the armor for the New England Patriots secondary or defense as a whole, it's being able to tackle in space. And I think that when you have, short, quick guys like a Deontay Harris, I'm just going back off of week 1, them being able to play Miami. That was their game plan. So I look for a game plan today for the New Orleans Saints. The dink and dunk, be able to bring that back. Being able to take a little bit of pressure off of Jameis Winston. We always talk about the run game takes pressures off the quarterbacks. But in a game like this, they're going to smash that run. But I think it's for the dink and dunk game of the New Orleans Saints. That's a must today.
You know, we heard about Sam talk about how this team leads the NFL in interceptions since 2018. There's a player over the past 4 years that is tied for the most
McCourty.
reception. Is it McCourty?
No,
Who is
it's
it?
J.C.
Who is
Jackson.
it? J.C. Jackson. J.C. Jackson. He can play in the slot. Look, he's rare. He's a guy that can play man coverage, use his leverage, and also have eyes on the quarter. Look at this interception.
Sloppy throws.
Gotta get those.
Crazy.
Get 'em.
But you know what else he can do? Play on the outside. Look at this stick right here. Now, never look for the ball unless you're in complete control. Look how he's on top here. And now he's able to have
ran the
vision
route.
on it,
He ran
and
the route
can
for him.
Run the route, and he's got great hands for the interception. This is a guy. Now, here's the scary thing. All right, Gilmore's not playing yet. But wait, you step on Gilmore. Now, this guy actually goes from your number 1 corner to your number 2 corner. Like, this is really scary. So, to me, J.C. Jackson is a guy that the league really doesn't talk about, but you need to start paying attention.
So how much do we really want to put on Jameis Winston's shoulders? I mean, he talked about last week in the feature you referenced there about his mentality, about staying calm during third down situations, staying calm during 2 minutes. That's basic stuff about keeping your mind at a level pace right there and staying calm. I think Taysom Hill has got to come in and spell him even more. 22 snaps the first game, only 9 snaps the last game. This is something, the strength is the defensive backfield in New England. Why bang your head against a brick wall and try to throw it? Use Taysom, some power running, short passes to Kamara, but every snap that Taysom Hill either plays quarterback or changes up the game plan is one less on Jameis Winston's mentality, and that's what I like.
Yeah, and you saw Sean Payton and company do that even when Drew Brees was the quarterback. And that pays dividends. Like not even in the game today, but for your next 3 to 4 weeks, every opponent that you'll play will have to spend practice time, meeting time, thinking about all these creative Taysom Hill plays that come up. So 100%. I'd like to spin it to the Patriots side of the ball and the quarterback for them, Mac Jones. Again, another one of these great, young, talented first-round draft pick quarterbacks. But we give the Patriots a pass, I believe, because they're so good and they've been so good in situational football. There's so much, basically they're playing chess when everyone else is playing checkers.
Right.
But last week at the quarterback position, Mac Jones, I know you're a rookie. I know we're not putting the team on your back, but you got to be smarter in situational football. There was a time last week, it's a third down situation in field goal range. You have 3 points in the bank and you take a sack. Simple stuff. This is what we know in high school and college. I know your head's swimming, but let's just say it how it is. The Patriots aren't perfect in that regard. Mac Jones, I think the number 1 job for him today, instead of not only just protecting the football, but you got to play Patriot football, which is being great in situational awareness, something they used to be amazing at, and just saying it how it is, they have not been that way of late.
Thank you. Because when I said this is not Tom Brady, so forget about it. He's not Tom Brady, and he's not. And it's so funny because when I said everybody on Monday, everybody's looking at me like, oh yes he is. No, he's not. And Tom Brady, there's nobody better in those situations than Tom Brady. And to me, you're right. He's a rookie. He's got to get better and better at it. But
well, I even go back to last year. It was like the big game, and Cam Newton was out because of COVID, and Brian Hoyer's there. It's a 2-minute drive. They're right there, and like the Patriots come away with no points. Then everyone's just quiet about it. Like, right. I'm quiet. We're all quiet because it's like, well, you don't want to criticize the Patriots because like they're always so good at that. But like. These things are adding up, okay? Like the goodwill and all that stuff, it's like, okay, you did it. That was yesterday. And like Belichick always says, like, hey, we're on to the next game. All right, well, you're on to the next game.
Real
we're
quick,
looking at last game.
when Mac Jones came out of college, what's the one thing they talked about? His smartness, am I right?
Oh, yeah.
Mac, he'll get it.
Yeah,
Don't worry
no,
about it.
I know he'll get it.
But he's got to get help.
A tough
he's got to get help. Help from the defensive secondary. Uche and Judon, both good edge rushers that are coming into their own as a tandem. That's how they're going to win the football
and
games.
running the ball.
And running the ball.
You started off the season, Randy, talking about this 2 tight end set. Are they healthy? Are they going to play Patriot football? To me, Patriot football is when you dominate somebody up front at the line of scrimmage, pulling guards, like you say, down, somebody around. That's Patriot football.
I can tell y'all why this game feels weird. It feels weird because it's the first time since 1998. So some of these players weren't even born for this time. First time since 1998 that there hasn't been a Brady or a Breeze in this Saints-Patriots matchup. It is a new era. Things are changing, so maybe.
What were you doing in '98, Matt?
I got drafted same year as you in '98.
First round '98. Don't forget it.
Oh, how could we
Pick
forget?
187.
This guy right here, Justin Fields, he was
Loosen
born
it
in
up,
1999.
young man, let's go.
So that would be weird for him too. It is a huge day for Justin Fields,
I hope
getting
Chicago Bear
his
Nation ready.
first career start. Yeah, maybe it's good that it's on the road in case it goes bad.
They coming to support.
Then
I know they in Cleveland, but they still coming to support.
I'm sure there will be a lot of Bears fans there for that one as they
They're
take
down.
on the Cleveland Browns. But now let's send it over to Adam. What's coming